it's Shaw from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. Today is day 5 in the Countdown to Christmas 2021 series, and we're going to be making this card. I picked 2 Lawn Fawn stamp sets. The first one is Car Critters, and the second one is Car Critters Christmas Add-on. And we're going to be stamping the car and a couple of the critters in this scene. The card base is 4x6. The piece of pattern paper is 1/8 of an inch smaller on all sides. And then I took a piece of white cardstock that measures the exact same width as that pattern paper, and I don't know how high it was. I didn't measure. I just made sure that there was a little bit of room at the top where the stamped above the stamped image so that I could put in a sky and we could complete our scene. So I taped off the sky with some washi tape, and I'm using Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide and a new blending brush that I got from Amazon. I'm really liking them. They're smaller than the other brushes that I use, and they blend really well, so I would definitely recommend them. Now I am drawing in the scene, and this is where it gets a little messed up because I'm not great with perspective. I think that I put too steep of a line in there, but it's going to work, so it turned out to be fine. I know that it's not perfect, but I thought it was cute anyway. So now I'm taking the ruler and just lightly drawing in some pencil marks to mark the side of the road because I want to have the road in the middle, and then I wanted to have snow banks on either side. Just placing the car down and making sure that it goes into the place where the road was and it wasn't too high up. I didn't want it to be in the sky. So I'm taking my Misty out and I am stamping the car image. What's great about these stamps is that the creatures can actually be stamped inside the car without any masking. So it's absolutely fantastic. The creatures fit just perfectly inside the car. So I stamped the car down first with some Catherine Pooler Midnight ink, which is one of my favorite inks when I am doing any type of Copic coloring. And now I'm going to stamp the images in, and I'm going to stamp them in separately. You probably could have stamped them in together, but because I have long nails and they're super tiny, I was having a hard time lining them both up so that they would stamp nicely and that they wouldn't overlap each other because the stamp has a little bit of a lip on the outside. So I just decided it would be much easier if I stamped them separately. Using that same ink and stamping the reindeer driving the car down. And I had to really think about it, which side would I be driving on, because it's a mirror image. So it took me a second. I actually had the reindeer on the other side of the car driving, and then I looked at it and I'm like, that's not right, especially if you're driving in America. So maybe I had little overseas reindeer. You're coming from the North Pole. Maybe the North Pole drives on the right-hand side of the car instead of the left. I don't know. But I did end up switching it, so we're all good. And then I really liked the reindeer that looked like he was celebrating, so I wanted to add him in. Next, we're going to get into coloring the scene, and I'm going to start with the road. Pick 2 colors of Copic markers, N6 and N4. And I'm going to color the N6 around the bottom of the car, and as you move further back into the scene, it's going to get lighter with the N4. Probably could have done 3 shades, but I decided that I didn't really want to do that much coloring. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I really wanted to use these stamp sets, and my first thought was to do something with the Magic Iris, which I haven't done anything with in a while. It does take a long time to put it together. There's a lot of pieces that you have to die cut, and I just wasn't in the mood to do that last night. So I wasn't sure. I thought that maybe I was going to do a couple of little like gift tags because it's such a small image that I didn't know how I was going to make it look on the front of a card. I wanted to just use these images, but I wanted it to be the focal point. So it took me a little while to come up with a design, and I thought having this band in the middle of a piece of pattern paper would just break it up. So originally I thought I was going to do a square. Like I said, I had many iterations of this card, and this is the one that I came up with. I'm going to put that washi tape back on the paper on the other side of the line this time, and so that I can make sure that I color up to the sky with the ground. I'm just going to go back and forth over these lines and color them in, smooth them out. They will smooth out on their own, but I like to blend them just to make sure that there's no really, really light or really, really dark parts. So if you see that line on the right-hand side, that'll eventually fade back a little bit. They dry a little bit lighter than that, so that harsh line will go away. Oh, once I finish with that, we're going to start doing the car. And I left all of the coloring in. I am definitely not a Copic expert, but I just thought that I really liked coloring this in, and I thought maybe you guys would like to watch. So I'm taking a couple of red Copic markers, R27 and I believe it's R46, and I'm just going to go back and forth and color the car in. Sometimes I'll do flicks from the side, other times I'll just color it in and then go in and add a little bit of shadows. Kind of do both methods here because I wasn't really thinking about how I was coloring. I was watching TV and just was relaxing and coloring the image in. But I knew there were certain parts of the car that I wanted a little bit of darker shade red, and then other ones that I wanted lighter. So you'll see me go in and add a little bit of that shading in a minute with that R46. So while I'm coloring this in, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this series and about the Halloween series. I hope that you guys have been checking that out as well. There are 7 of us that are in the hashtag Till Death Do Us Craft Halloween series. We all posted the first, we'll all post on the 31st, and then everybody has a day. My day is Wednesday, so this week I have a pinwheel card coming up, which I'm super excited about. It's the first time I've ever done one, and I make it actually a slimline pinwheel, which I haven't seen anybody do. I'm sure somebody has done it somewhere, but I decided to take the measurements and make them a little bit different. I wanted to do a slimline card, so I do a Halloween pinwheel slimline card. So that's coming up on Wednesday. It's over on Instagram. Some people do videos, so search the hashtag in both places and you can see that. Just quickly back to the card. I am using a silver marker that I got from the Target dollar spot. You got a silver and a gold for $1. The gold wasn't really that great. I wasn't in love with it, but the silver was really, really nice. It worked nicely, especially for that bumper on the car. I think it looked really cool. And I also go back in and color those little circles in there. So back to the Halloween hop, or the Halloween series. We did this last year. So if you type in the hashtag, you may get projects from last year as well as this year. So hopefully you'll find a lot of inspiration. If you guys are looking for Halloween card inspiration, make sure that you check it out. This series is going to be the 25 days of Christmas. So I have ideas planned out. I've kind of come up with a couple different things. I am going to be taking the girls. I talked to my sister this weekend. So you will have some kid-led videos in case you're looking for things to do with your kids, projects to make, cards to make, techniques that they can do. The twins are 7, Nora is 6, so relatively the same age. And they all love to craft. I may even do a crafting video with Mila, which is going to be very interesting because she's 2. So I'm not so sure how that's going to go, but I may do something or show you guys, maybe not, she obviously can't do a voiceover, but maybe do something with her. So I haven't figured that out yet, but there's going to be a lot more inspiration coming. I got a couple new products today from Hero Arts, so there's definitely some Hero Arts projects coming in the near future, and I believe I have another order from another company. I can't remember who it is. So I do have some more Christmas stuff coming, so there will be some more new products, and then I've pulled out some old products that I either haven't used or haven't used in a really long time, and I will definitely be incorporating those into this entire series as well. So just adding the tire marks and adding the last bit to the car. We are going to stamp the license plates. There's a couple ones that says Merry Christmas, Jingle Bells, and I think the other one is Let It Snow. So real cute, and they fit right into the license plate. So you don't even really need a sentiment for the front because that's where your sentiment will go. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to line this up, and I was going to do grass on the side, and I'm like, no, I have a snow marker. So I start coloring it in, and then I press it down and it blobs all over the place. I'm just going to spread that around, and I do the same thing on both sides. I actually go and start doing dots and it does the same thing. So I got a couple of different splotches on there. I just used some paper towels and blotted it up as best I could just to get it off of there. I don't know what was wrong with this Marvy pen. Maybe I didn't shake it up well enough. I'm not really sure. So now I'm just going to go in and add some dots, and you see there's another blob. So there's 3 blobs that I did. That one was easy. I just kind of wiped it up off there and just kind of gently, didn't push as hard as I did in the other one. So you can see I'm being much more careful. And then I actually go back over those dots. So you can see some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, and then there's one that's really, really big, and wait till you see what happens to it when I bring the embossing gun to it. So that's my favorite part of it, is watching the heat gun do its work. If you guys have never seen this before, it's really, really cool technique. Stay tuned because I show it in here. But if you have, you know how amazing it looks once the snow is complete. The one thing that I was thinking that I should do, I probably should have sprinkled a little bit of glitter in there before I did the heat gun. So I don't know if that would affect the way that it heats up, but I think I'm going to try one of my projects like that. So you'll see there it's starting to really puff up, and you just bring your heat gun to it, and then you see that really, really cool effect. I'm sorry that you can't really see it. You can just see the before and the after. I thought that I did a better job of getting my hand out of the way, so I apologize for that. But you can see those 2 really, really big bubbles there, and just they popped. So I just went on the back and also heated the paper from the back, so to try to minimize the warping. And I'm just putting my hands over it just to make sure that all of those pieces are heated, because that piece on the top left hand side, it didn't really look like it. I keep hitting with my thumb. It didn't look like it was heated up, but it actually was. So it just didn't puff up as much as the rest of them, or didn't give that texture. So I thought that was a really cute snowy scene for this. I'm using my ATG to put tape on the back of the pattern paper, and then I'll put ATG on the back of that piece and the piece that we colored in and use the snow pen on. I make sure I use a lot of adhesive on that because it's a thicker piece. There's some dimension on it. There's a little bit of warping from the heat gun. And there you go. I was trying to see if I should just put it at the bottom or put it in the middle where it should go. So and again, this is a non-traditional size card. It's a 4x6. I had another idea completely in mind, so I will be doing that in another card, but I need more images for that. So that's the end of the card. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think, and here's an up-close picture of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for another video.